We're outside Downing Street, where around 100 medical professionals from across the UK have gathered outside here to call the government to urge for a ceasefire.
I just haven't felt that they've risen to the occasion like they did over Ukraine. And it's just the same. As far as I can tell, it's exactly the same. There are people, civilians being killed, with bombs raining on them, yet no one has the courage to call out that this is wrong.
Summer, you're of Iraqi descent. There were over 1 million people protesting back in 2003 against the Iraq war, but the government didn't listen. 20 years later, we're seeing a repetition of history where the public are calling for a ceasefire, but the government haven't conceded to that yet. How does that make you feel that you're seeing almost a flashback of what happened then?
I lived through that 2003 war, with me being here in the UK as a junior doctor. My family, my parents were in Iraq, and I watched the bombs unfold over them. But this affects me way more, because this has been going on for 75 years. It makes my heart ache to know that democracy is dead, that 2003, the will of the people was not heard. 20 years forward, the will of the people is still not heard.
Doctors who stood outside Downing Street had tears streaming down their eyes as they read out the names of their colleagues who were killed.
Dr. Shahad Al-Akhas,
Dr. Noor Ibrahim, Dr. Bara Abu Al-Aish.
I was ethnically cleansed in 1948. I'm one of the 1948 generation of Palestinians that was expelled from my home by Israel. I don't want to see it happen again in my lifetime with the people of Gaza.
So many public figures have not spoken out about what is happening in Gaza at the moment in fear of being criticised, of being anti-Semitic, and yet you're here tonight. What brought you here?
Because how can calling for peace be a bad thing? How can stopping killing be a bad thing? I keep saying my heart is shattered into 1,000 pieces, and each of those pieces is full for love of every person who's suffered, Israeli and Palestinian.
Home Secretary Suella Braverman said that any marches for Palestine are hate marches. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm absolutely appalled. For me, everybody I know who's going on those marches are going because of love. That's hate. That's inciting hate. The language that she's been using, and it's really disappointing and it's distressing.